Hello everybody, Rambo here, making sure the volume's on. I hope you guys had a good weekend. And let's get right into it here. We got AAPT down a little bit today. We're at a real sticky wicket right here. It looks like we're trying to straddle. Remember when it came up and I'm like, just be careful. We might, come back down and straddle, and that's exactly what it's doing. Now we're on the monthly -1 deviation here. If we break below that and stay below this downtrend, we're probably looking at getting down into the -2 area here. There's some horizontal support at 0.0049. Really not horizontal support right here at the -2 deviation. So we'll wait and see what happens. There's a lot of consolidation right here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it bounce off, consolidate maybe, and finally get away from this downtrend line, and then work its way up. That's what I think could happen, because the support down here is pretty low. We're in between deviations here, and this doesn't make sense either. And I really don't see it getting down to 0.0003. It could happen. Just remember, guys, as long as you're in a downtrend, you're under a downtrend line, until it breaks, assume that it's going to zero. All right? Well, Ron, but I'm down 30%. Well, you shouldn't be down 30%. You should be down 10% and get out and let it drop, and then wait for it to break the downtrend line. Lick your wounds and let them heal, and then get back in when it's in the uptrend. AXXA, again, still in a downtrend. We're consolidating, which is good. Believe it or not, guys, we're not even at the average price. Does that mean, oh, well, then it's going to come up? No, not necessarily. It came down in the -1 deviation before. -1 deviation is at 0.0106. And yep, it could go down that far as long as it stays under that downtrend. But I do like to see how it bounced off the 0.5. It's consolidating. If it breaks, then we might be able to get back up to the average price at 0.305. Let's see here. Sybil. Oh, Sybil, don't do this to me. We broke the downtrend, and now we had a little retracement here, a pretty big retracement, but still not all too bad. We're still below the -1 deviation here, so but we broke the downtrend, so that's a good thing. If you want to set up now, maybe another one. Now this is a secondary downtrend on what I call the upside. Okay, so now we broke the major downtrend. Like I have a secondary downtrends within the downtrend. This is kind of like a secondary one on the other side of the downtrend. So we're still in a downtrend, but this is a sign that things are changing, that we're getting into what they call a stage 1 reversal. How's that? Because the previous downtrend was really steep, and now it's getting less steep. The support line here was right here, very steep. Now it's less steep, and now we'll wait and see where this next dip is. Let's say this is the bottom of the dip and it starts going up again. Well, then I'll take this trend line here, and I'll put it here, and I'll put it here. And now what do we have? Now instead of support lines going down, now it's starting to go up if it finishes right here. And now we could finally start having support lines that are going up again instead of down. That's a sign of a trend change. So we'll wait and see what happens here with Sybil tomorrow. If it breaks below here, I'm just going to, I'm still going to put it right here for right now. If anything, this is kind of a really big downward wedge, which again is a bullish reversal pattern. So we'll wait and see what happens with Sybil here. But I think Sybil is finally starting to make a change. DPLS, we're going to the moon, and look at that, hits the downtrend line and bounces right off it. So we'll wait and see where DPLS goes. Yeah, hard to see, but this purple line is the 50% retracement at 0.0579. Looks like it just about got down there, so maybe that was a really nice retracement off of DPLS. Got some strength, and then now maybe we'll start working our way back up again. So things are looking up for DPLS. Fern got close to the -2, bounced back up. Now we're consolidating right on the monthly -1 deviation. That's a good, this is looking good. If we could break the downtrend, I think I said this in the previous video, the downtrend and the -1 deviation is meet right here. So if we consolidate and break that, I think that Fern is starting to make a change here. ICOA, that's why I put this fib up here. It broke the downtrend, and like I said before, here we go. We're straddling. Get people sucked in, it tanks. Comes up, tanks. Comes up, tanks. And they're getting everybody sucked into, they want to be the first mouse, and the first mouse gets the trap. So all these guys right here, hey, we broke the downtrend. Doesn't matter. You got to wait for it to set in a higher high and a higher low. Now, we do have a higher high here. Now, not the previous high really was here, but, this is a good sign once we break right here. All right, so now we broke the downtrend. We have a higher high now than here. But now we have to see where the downtrend finishes. If it finishes here and starts going up again, now we have a higher low. Great. That would be a great sign. Would I get in, on the next blue candle right here? Oh, there. That's the sign of the change. No, I would wait. Maybe the next day and see it coming up, or I'd wait for the next dip down. Let's say we dip in right here, and then the very next blue candle, if it comes up, boom, I'm in, and then we have a good trend change. So that's what I have with ICOA. Everyone was getting excited about IFXY. Had that beautiful hook. Now we had a pretty good down day at 13 some odd percent. So it's probably going to try to retest 0039 or so, and then maybe make a way up. But it did get close to that negative to the average price. And when I'm in something long, I don't want to see the monthly averages coming down. You want to get into a stock when you see them, going up, because even if it has, it dips down, you know that overall the stock is going up. Overall, the stock is going up on IFXY. So, if you're in for a long trade, on the daily right here, we're not exactly the smart money. This is the -1 deviation line right here. Here's the positive one. But we are still below average. So if you kind of want to scalp it, it might get back up here, and then we might have, a breakdown, and then it breaks up and over, and then works its way up to the +1 deviation. That would be nice. That would be up to 0.0073. So something like that. Or we might come, back down here and retest 0035 before we break out. So that's what IFXY is looking like. ILIS, boy, I had to give some golf lessons today. When I saw it come down here, I'd be very, very tempted to buy in right here. Why? Well, again, here's the primary downtrend. We're working our way towards it, but here's the secondary downtrend right here, and we're still below that. So this would be a big gamble right here. But we set the support right here, and then it hit again right here. So that then you put in a support line, and look at that, it hit again, came up, hit again. So now we have to be careful because here's the high. We do have higher lows, but right now we have a lower high. So that usually means consolidation. But if it bounces off this tomorrow, be watching the daily candle, and if the candle starts a little bit higher than this bottom here, you might you could scalp it from 1329 to probably at least up to 148, maybe 15. And if you want to feel gutsy, you could hold and see if it breaks the downtrend and starts working its way up again. But this is definitely scalping area. But it hit the support again here. But now, if it breaks this support right here, it's probably going to come down, retest it, and then probably go down. So, and then that confirms we're still in this steep downtrend here with ILIS. So keep an eye out on ILIS. JPEX, wow, is down to the -2 deviation right now. We're getting at the point where we're starting to look at horizontal support, probably at 0.0028, especially if it breaks 0.0038. We're probably going back down to 2.8, and then down to 0.0017 if it breaks that. So we could definitely have to break this secondary downtrend, let alone, this is a third support. No, I don't know what that is. I'm getting rid of that. That's the secondary. So we're definitely jumping off a ledge here. But we'll see what happens here in the next few days with the JPEX. KAVL, boy, I got out of it. 10% stop loss. We still have the reversal up here. It is quite the big retracement. We do have a gap to fill though, so we'll wait and see what happens with KAVL. This is a weekly candle though, so this could, if it goes up to 214, this red candle is going to turn into a blue one. So we'll wait and see what happens with KAVL. I'm still not done looking at it because that reversal just came up and has, like I said before in the other videos, has a big tendency to make a good run. We're not even at the 78.6 bounce yet. So if it bounces here, and maybe even throughout the week, if it fills the gap, that might be a sign of that this is the dip, and then it's going to start coming back up again. So on the weekly chart, when you hit a reversal area, that's nothing to sneeze at. Let's see here. Yeah, we're kind of in no man's land here with KAVL. So definitely in a downtrend. We came up to the average price here on the 5-day, 15-minute. So we'll wait and see what happens. If it breaks 0.163, we might make a run to the upside again here. MJ. Well, we broke the -1 deviation here. We're working our way over. Look, it hit the trend line and comes back down. We still have higher highs and higher lows. So it looks like we came back down to the -1 deviation on the daily chart. Here's the average right here. So if we have a blue day tomorrow, if you want to gamble, we might have that, a breakout over that. And usually when it does, it has a pretty decent run. But be careful with that because of straddling again. I wouldn't be surprised if it got up to 0.0544 and then have it come back down to the trend line. And then you got to be careful because it definitely could come back down the trend line, or it could, rebound off of 50% retracement or so, and then break this, and then, this is the beginning of what they call a stage one reversal pattern. This is stage one down here. This is stage two. Not too much of a stage three right here, and then stage four downtrend. Consolidation downtrend. So just be careful with MJ right now. Let's see. I guess Moni is right at the average price. It's in a downtrend. Average price on the monthly chart. The weeklies. No, that's the monthly. I wouldn't be surprised if we break over this, retest, and then maybe get back up to the average price here. Right now it's 0.0232. It's hard to see Moni going in lower than this. It can, but just be careful. One World Universe, it did break the overall downtrend, but it's continuing downward, setting in higher or lower highs, lower lows. Matter of fact, I'm just going to change that downtrend to right there for right now. Or another way of looking at it, we could be bottoming out here and maybe starting a stage one change, because actually that would be the original downtrend right here. We followed it down. Now we broke that. So then I would probably, at this point, come in here, add a secondary downtrend line right here. Usually I do secondaries on the other side of the downtrend with the green downtrend line instead of changing it to red. So this will tell me to be careful, but we did break the original downtrend. So the support, like on the other stock, the support was right here, and now it's right here, so it's less steep. So we might be very, very slowly maybe trying to make a trend change with One World Universe. PJet looks like it is trying to find the bottom here, horizontal support. It did break the downtrend line. This was the original one, and now it broke the second one. So this is a sign that we might be trying to do a stage one. Now, just because it bottoms out, that doesn't mean it's a stage one. A stage one, we have downtrend, right? And then we start consolidating, and then boom, we hit a higher high. Okay, and then when we hit a higher low, let's say it comes down right at that previous high, and we bounce up, now we have a stage one reversal. Okay, higher high, higher low. Now we're in what they call stage two. That's the sign of a going up, like right here, higher highs, higher lows. That's the stage one, or stage two, I'm sorry. Then stage three, you get consolidation, and then boom, a lower low, lower high, and then the whole cycle starts over again. That's stage three. This would be a stage four. So there's four stages to trends. PSWW looks like we might have bottomed out here at close to 78%. Usually means a decent return, 20-30%. It was up 20%. So now we'll wait and see what happens with PSWW. We got very close to the was at the +2 deviation on the monthly chart. So things are now, if you look at these stair steps, see how big they are going down, but now they're getting less and less and less, and look how small that one is. So that might mean a slow change for PSWW. We did set a higher high, and if this low is officially low, and we only know that when the price starts going up again, then we have set a higher high right here and a higher low, and this might be a really nice stage 1 reversal pattern going into a stage 2. That's why I got into it previously right here. I scalped it because we're still below that high here. We're pretty much right at the same price. That's why I got an alert right here at 0.0802. Once it breaks there, we broke this high area right here, and then once I hit see a dip, then I'm in, and I'll play it up to where it will probably try to challenge this high right here at 0.2185. So that'd be really nice. If you want to be aggressive, be the first mouse, you could hope that that's the bottom of the dip and have it run up. So that's what I have with PSWW. TCDA, it's so tempting, but now on the weekly chart, I got a reversal on it. So we'll wait and see what happens with this one. I thought this was the cup right here, or the handle, but maybe this one was right here. As long as I get it above, that 1203 mark or so, I would like to see that go up. I did call it down here from like 766, and it had a nice little run, but now we have a retracement here. We bounced right off the low of the chart VWAP here just perfectly. So we'll see what happens with TCDA. VRAR continues in that downtrend here. That's sad to say. Oh, and look at that. It took off. Oh no, wrong one. I'm sorry. That didn't have a reversal tag on it. But that's still in a downtrend, so I'm waiting for it to break that downtrend to get back into it. I got stopped out right here, and that's the beauty of stop losses, guys. I keep telling you, it's like a broken record. Oh no, I'm just waiting for the dip, and it will go back up. Oh, it will go back up. It will go back up, and now you're holding bags. Well, I got stopped out. I made money on it a little bit, and now I'm just waiting for it to break the downtrend. Let's see. XCLA. This still has a reversal pattern on it. Quite a bit of a retracement, however. We'll wait and see where this bottoms out. I'm going to wait for it to break that downtrend before I get back into XCLA. As long as that reversal pattern's still on there, I'm still going to be really, I'm going to keep an eye out on it. A couple more that I want to look at. CEI. CEI has a higher high right here than about right here. It came all the way up here. That was that, but look at that big topping tail. It's going to come back down. And where to finish? 8.7 today, 8.695. I would not be surprised to see it bounce off of this downward trend or the upward support area. Good sign is we got a reversal on here at 0.55. So we'll wait and see where we come with this. It looked like it filled that gap right there really nice. So CEI, talk about, $618, guys, down. So don't, wait for the dip, right? Or buy the dip. Yeah. And then you're holding bags for since August of 2019, all of this. So just be careful. This looks like a huge jump, and percentage wise it is a good jump, but when you look at it from the weekly chart, where it's all just up and down right here. If you want to take a look, there's a reversal at 184. Here's a reversal at 182. So you can look at the weeklies that way. I would still like to see it bounce off that support. That'd be a great area to get in and maybe play it up that way. And then the last one is MULN. MULN, I got in today at $1.56. I darn near timed it perfect. It helps to be able to read the chart. I have a volume profile on here. I saw it's hard to explain. There's a lot of support or resistance at these areas at the high little peaks here. And then there is usually consolidation areas in these areas to fill. What this is volume. So there's not a lot of volume here. So usually it comes down here, kind of acts like a support resistance, where then it hangs out in this area. So it builds up this area right here. It wants to try to even it out and see a nice bell curve like this. See? Or right here. Well, it likes to do that generally overall on the whole chart. Make a nice round area, and right in the middle would be your control line. And here's where the control line is, right here. Tons and tons of volume and transactions down here. So we're well above that now. Higher this goes, if it goes higher, this control line will slowly move up, and then we'll come up into that area right there. So a lot of consolidation here, and that's represented by this area right here. But today we're up here, and people are getting FOMO and getting excited, and it's just taking off. Well, okay, here's morning time. Right here, 8:30 happens, and rip comes up. Now things move. Okay, as the day goes on, these lines expand very slowly. But at the beginning of the day, guys, this 209 hit these bright blue lines right here. They're kind of like deviation lines. They're what they call the air control or the standard air measurement and the SEM. And it never ever, barely ever goes above this line on the smaller charts. On the minute chart, I don't use them in the larger charts, but on the minute chart, the daily minute, it bounced right off of there. So I said just wait, and then when I looked at the volume, and here's the key right here, the anchored VWAP, this blue dotted line here, it is anchored to the lowest point. So there's a big change right here. Why? Because this is the lowest point. It started going up from there. So you anchor that VWAP there. And now I had to go give a golf lesson, and I really wanted to get into this today if everything worked out. And so what I did is I came to this VWAP, and I looked at the price, and it was $1.56. So I put a limit buy order in at $1.56, and it was up here still. Okay, it was up $1.75 or so. I put my limit order in, and look at where it came down to, darn near to the penny. I think it went down to 156. I got in at 157, and unfortunately, I might have gotten out right here if I was day trading, but I was giving golf lessons, so I'm still in it. And what's it at? $1.74 right now. So overall, on the daily chart, we're in a downtrend. I'm not too happy. I probably would have gotten out when I saw this candle. I might get out tomorrow, maybe. I'm going to see what happens. But this is an evening star, and usually that's a sign of a trend reversal. When it's up high, and you have a big wick like this in a small body, that usually means the price is going down. That's a bullish sign. It's not a guarantee. It's not 100%. But what does that mean? That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to tank all the way down here. We could just have a nice 50% retracement from there, which would be, at about $1.53. So then I'm pretty much, if it dips back down here, and then comes back up, well, then basically I just bought right at the bottom of the dip. But I probably will have a stop loss about probably 136 for right now. I'm going to keep it pretty tight on this. Why? Because we are in a downtrend, even though we did break the downtrend line here. Let's see on the weekly chart. Again, look at here's the smart money, guys, right here, and we're in at just at the -2 deviation. So most of the time, it comes back up here. We're at the +3 up here, so it balances itself out. That's why this is the average price, because a lot of work in between here, and then you have your peaks, and it all balances out to have this line, and it's going up, which is a good sign. And I got in down here, so this is going to be a longer play for me with MULN, unless something major happens, and comes down to the 135 area or so. Maybe I'll get down to $1.02, and we'll play it from there. Remember, the bigger the chart you're on and that you trade, the bigger your stop loss has got to be, which means less money you put into it, because you can only lose so much money, right? And if that doesn't fit, you don't get into the trade, or you put less money into it. It's that simple. So, but I'm comfortable with that stop loss being down there, and the amount of money I'd lose on it. It would be okay. So with that said, guys, that's what I have. Again, I hope you guys had a really good weekend. And remember, all this is not financial advice. It's just an old man in a dark room upstairs looking at 3 monitors. And but to give you guys kind of a little background, I am thinking about getting my chartered market technician license. So that's CMT, where I would be a licensed chart reader for hedge funds or whatever, if I wanted to get a job, something like that. I'm not going to do that, but I'm kind of an academic, so I see some kind of something that could get letters behind my name. I tend to like to try to do that. So working my way to being some kind of a licensed technician, that would be kind of fun. Blah, blah, blah. Enough about me. Guys, I hope you're agreeing today. The OTC's kind of bit it today, but things are looking like a lot of them are going to be turning around. So that's good news. You guys have a really good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.